You. Yes, you. Listen to me. Whatever you're doing in your worthless, pathetic life, realize that it can never amount to what you could be doing. And that's watching O-Face Wrestling Podcast. Obviously, because I'll be honest. Do it, or I'll show up in your nightmares.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today on O-Face Wrestling. This is your host JT, and today I am joined by Scarlett. So thanks for joining us today, Scarlett. I see you seem very excited to be on the show today. So I have a lot of questions for you, so I'm really interested in learning more about you. So the first question I have is, me personally, I love wrestlers with dark personas. Anytime I have the opportunity to bring a wrestler like yourself on the show, I always, throw out the invitation, and I'm really happy that you accepted it. So the first question, how did you become who you are? How did you become Scarlett?
Oh, how did I become me? What type of question is that? I've always been me. I've always been myself. I think I'm a proper lady if I call so myself, don't you think?
I do.
All right.
So then a better way to word that question, what did you go through and, to become like the person you're, because no one just is who they are. They go through life and stuff like that, like especially like being evil. No one is born evil. Like, so how did you become, who you are?
Well, my life has been always tormented with anger and hate. So what did I do? I became the anger and hate. I became the one you wanted to fear. I latched on and I never looked back.
I love it. I love it. So basically, you fed off of the hate and anger from other people and you turned it against them. That's awesome. I love it. So now my next question. So now you are a professional wrestler. So what inspired you to start, the career that you're in right now?
Why not become a professional wrestler? I am the professional wrestler. I dominate whenever I step into any ring. I do whatever I have to do to silence your screams. Does that answer your question?
It does. I think it definitely does. So before you stepped into the ring, when you started becoming a professional wrestler, you had to train to be one. So tell me a little about where you trained, who trained you, and how was that experience?
Quinn Magnum, a righteous man, a gracious man, a man who taught me many things. How to break skulls, how to crack spines, and do any and everything to make your worthless life seem even more pathetic. Because when I step into a ring, talk is cheap. You better put your mouth where your fists are, because I be knocking it off.
So talking about putting your mouth where your fists are, I noticed in one of your matches that I'd seen, you did what was called the Kiss of Doom, I believe. So tell me about how does that affect your opponent?
Kissing is part of the game. It's simple. I am the one you come to fear. You don't know what's going to happen in that ring. I may break your leg. I may break your jaw. But one thing you don't know, one thing everyone doesn't know about me, is that I have a little bit of a sultry side. And like I said, I'll do any and everything.
Including the Kiss of Doom. I like it. So as far as doing anything and everything, who have been some of your opponents, that you have, trying to think of the best way to explain it, enjoyed torturing the most throughout the past, your whole wrestling career?
What type of question is that? Every opponent that steps in the ring who thinks they can take me down, and yes, I'll be about it. Sometimes I've come up short. Don't we all? But there's one thing about me. You can batter me down. You can break me. You can do any and everything. But it'll never be enough. Because the embodiment of rage is here to stay. And she's going to get back up anytime she's knocked down.
I like that. It reminds me of, Michael Myers or Jason, regardless of how much you knock them down, they just keep getting back up and coming after you. And there's nothing more scarier than that. Regardless, you could beat them to death, but if they keep getting back up, that's just the most terrifying thing, to endure. So, you mentioned that, like, you enjoy, anyone, that you can, destroy in the ring. But is there any particular opponents that you have not had the pleasure of tormenting in the ring that you have your eye on right now?
Oh, Harlow O'Hara. Your church is mine, bitch. Oh.
I love that laugh. That's very, very creepy, and then that works well. So now, like I mentioned, that you are a wrestler with a dark persona. What is your opinion on other wrestlers with dark personas? Do you favor them? Do you look at them just as any other enemy? Like, what is your opinion on them?
Meat is meat. Feed me, because I'm coming.
So there's no allies for Scarlett at all?
Well, little Annie. Annie's my friend.
Tell me a little bit about more of little Annie. I'm really interested in learn more about her.
You don't know about the doll named Annabelle?
From The Conjuring, I
She's
do.
my friend.
How long have you been friends with her?
For as long as I can know. She is my partner. She is my ally. She is my savior. She is my everything. She is my friend. Don't you understand?
I do now, yes. So now this is a question too, kind of relates to that. So I'm still getting to learn more about you. So is little Annie more of like a metaphor, or is it actually like a physical like ally?
My ally. Her name is Annabelle.
So now, question for you too. Um, Outside of wrestling, what's one thing about you that you enjoy doing that is out of the ring?
Refueling, recharging, meditation is good for the mind.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think we all need to refuel and, detox and everything like that. So I definitely think, that's something that we have in common. So now, my next question for you. What is your plans for after wrestling?
There's there is no after. The end game is to conquer all. I'm not gonna joke with you. I have a peculiar side that a lot of people don't know about yet. But you won't know about it until I'm good and ready to show you. But wrestling will always be the end game.
Okay, I like it. You want to keep doing it, and that's good. You're right now, you're just focusing on the wrestling and not necessarily what's after it because you just want to continue to do what you do best, and I love it. Now, I got a hot question for you. Wasn't planning on asking this, but this just like popped in my head, so you have to give me an answer, one or the other. You have to keep one and give up the other one. Torturing opponents in the ring or being friends with Annabelle. One of them has to go.
Another stupid question.
Why aren't you answering it? I mean, it's a question, I mean, just, you got to pick, Can't have both. And since I like you, I'll give you a pass on this one because I know that's a tough decision.
Sure.
So, final question that I have for you. If you ever had the opportunity to main event WrestleMania and you can compete against any opponent, male or female, past or present, any promotion, who would it be and what stipulation would you pick for the match?
Hmm. A victim to fall? Bring me Aja Khan. Bring me no holds barred, no countouts, no interruptions.
So tell me a little bit about more about that stipulation because it seems like I know the no countouts and all that, but tell me a little bit about more about that match.
Simple. There's nowhere for her to run. At the end of the day, she's gonna be looking up at the lights as my hand is raised.
And now speaking of that, that just kind of sparked another question that I really want to ask you. So, what are some of the most intense, stipulation matches that you've been in?
It's been called the Fight Underground match. Simple. There's no rules. The only part that happens is that I lay you out for the 3 count.
I like it. The only rules are there are no rules. I've heard that before, and I like it. Rules are boring when there's no
Rules
rules.
are obstacles.
Exactly. They're for cowards, in my opinion. I like just breaking the rules and doing your own thing.
Cowards. I like you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So now I know I said 2 questions ago that that was going to be the last question, but I want to ask anyway. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
I'm my own favorite horror movie.
Oh, I like that. So, Scarlett, I will have to say that this has been an amazing interview. I have not interviewed many wrestlers like you, so this was definitely a pleasure of mine. So I want to thank you for joining us today on O Face Wrestling.
The pleasure was all mine.
So, Scarlett, just like I always do with every wrestler, I want to give them a little opportunity to learn a little bit more about your social media that you have. So, do you want to share that with everyone?
They know where to find me.
You all know where to find her. You'll see the links to her Twitter and Instagram in the bio. Also, make sure you sub us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And once more, Scarlett, this was a pleasure, and thank you so much for joining us on No Face Wrestling today.
Of course.
And thank you all for tuning in, and you all have a great day.
Mm.